Bestie, pick up. I am having a crisis. I have spent years telling myself that sports are ridiculous. And now I fear I owe my husband an apology. This can't happen. Help me, because this week something horrifying occurred. I understood a soccer moment. Not politely, not, aw, good for them. I mean, I understood it enough to hold my breath. I understood it enough to sit there afterward like, oh no, is this how everyone else has been feeling the whole time? And I hate that for me. Now, I have been soccer adjacent for like 15 years. I've watched approximately 17,000 Premier League matches laying on my husband's lap. I have sat through countless tactical explanations just so I could learn enough to roast his obsession with accuracy. And yes, I've had a few I care now moments, but most of them involve a muscular man taking his shirt off after scoring. But this week, something felt different. And if you've been busy living your life this week, don't worry, I took notes. Reporting to you live from the emotional front lines. Here's everything the internet has been collectively losing its mind over this week, and the horrible realization I had while watching it. So, Panama. This was a game that they had to win or they were out, like out. They were down by 1, the clock is ticking, it's the final minutes of the game, and they earn a free kick. This is probably their last chance, okay? I'm inches from the TV. So Croatia builds the wall. The camera starts cutting around the stadium. Panama fans are praying. Kids have their hands clasped together. The whistle blows. The kick goes up and sails over the crossbar. Silence. Devastation. Panama. And my mouth just... Because somewhere between 2 weeks ago and now, I understood exactly why that moment mattered. Who am I? 2 weeks ago, I just would have used that moment to go refill my glass. Instead, I was whispering, please, please, to the soccer gods. This tournament is doing something to us. And then, apparently, because one emotional crisis was not enough, even Zlatan Ibrahimović nearly cried. Yes, that Zlatan. We all watched him get emotional talking about Bosnia and Herzegovina. Zlatan, the man who speaks like a Greek god, wrote his LinkedIn bio. And there he was, talking about what that win meant after everything the people have suffered. His father's people. And what it meant to hear them sing. Babe, that is not sports. That's humanity wearing soccer as a disguise. I don't think I have ever wanted to give someone a hug more, but unfortunately, I don't think Zlatan receives hugs. He grants them. I just came here to roast my husband. Instead, I'm collecting emotional support countries and worrying about a man with his own Chuck Norris jokes. And this is the part where I hate to admit it. Maybe my husband hasn't been ridiculous this whole time. Maybe he has been emotionally literate in a language I have refused to learn. Which is devastating news for me. I am not apologizing yet, but the committee is reviewing the evidence. Anyway, apparently, while I was over here having a full-blown identity crisis, the internet was busy too. Okay, group chat update. Things that people cannot stop talking about this week. Suddenly, everyone is calculating goal differential on bar napkins like they're filing their taxes. Ew. If this team loses by 2 and that team by 1, bestie, no, we don't do spreadsheets. We do vibes. But there is actually a reason all of those final group games happen at the same time, and it's basically because of soccer mean girls. Okay, imagine the World Cup is like the North Shore cafeteria, but like in 1982. Okay, Algeria thinks she earned her seat at the cool table, but then West Germany and Austria realize, wait, if we can both time our arrival just right, you and I get in and Algeria is out. So West Germany scores early. Then both teams basically stop trying. Everyone watching goes, "Are we all seeing this?" Algeria gets eliminated. The world loses its mind. And FIFA says, okay, new rule. Final group games happen at the same time now because soccer said, no more plastics group chat behavior. It went down in the burn book as the disgrace of Gijón. Give me a more dramatic title than that. Hirochika Nakakuki. What? The internet has collectively fallen in love with one very polite Japanese man. Hirochika Nakakuki became an accidental World Cup celebrity, and somehow the entire internet goes, protect this man at all costs. Hydration breaks. Girl, apparently soccer fans would rather play on the surface of the sun than watch a 3-minute commercial disguised as player safety. FIFA says that it's just about protecting the players in the heat. Everyone else is saying, interesting that player safety always seems to happen right before commercials. Okay, this is one of the funniest Uno reversals. Everyone accidentally loving the 48-team expansion. Before the tournament, this is going to ruin the World Cup. Now, people are like, okay, but why am I emotionally attached to Cabo Verde? The underdog stories have been so compelling that no one seems to be calling it a money grab anymore. Alexi Lalas. Half the internet is watching the halftime show just to see if Zlatan verbally throws him into traffic again. Or if Thierry Henry finally snaps. And here's the part that is making me uncomfortable. I always thought that understanding sports would make me care less. Instead, every tiny thing I learn makes the emotional payoff bigger. And the annoying part is that it's kind of beautiful. I hate that. So help me feel not so crazy. Who has been your emotional support country? Not necessarily your favorite, the one where you suddenly realized, wait, when did I start to care so much? Because apparently, that's how this starts. Anyway, if you've got a bestie who's pretending she totally knows what's happening, send her this. We are building a World Cup survival guide, one dispatch at a time. Welcome to Unhinged United, where we are deeply unserious about sports. And unfortunately, becoming a little too serious about caring. My last video from a few days ago has already gotten 7,000 views and counting because you shared it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know that we are building something here. So thank you for being a part of that. Love you. Bye.